Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special review episode. We haven't done this in a while.
Hey, everyone. Get it?
Yeah. Wow. I'm Colby, joined here by Blake.
Me.
And special guest Ashley.
Hey, how's it going?
Ashmo Bash. She's been here.
Yeah.
I've been here.
Plenty of times before.
Fuck Brian.
Fuck Brian. Guys, we just came literally...
Yeah, I did just come.
20 minutes ago. Does it... What else does it come out from? Get it? If you saw the movie.
Ooh.
This is our Spider-Man No Way Home review.
Full spoilers.
Yeah, complete spoilers.
Watch the movie, come back, maybe, if you're still interested in hearing us blabber about it.
You know what? No, you don't even have to watch the movie.
Yeah.
We're just going to tell you all about it.
If you're a psychopath and
Yeah.
you just don't want to watch the movie and you just want to watch reviews, sure.
Yeah. This is
I've
true.
been there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like I said, we just saw the movie like 30 minutes ago. Yeah, got out.
The lead up to this movie, the wait has been agonizing.
I think that's the big question. All right, so I guess we're gonna do like a breakdown. We're gonna like just go through it, like what we remember and go through. But I think right from the get go, does it live up to the expectations?
The hype.
You know, and not even just a normal, it's a big Marvel movie hype, but also like just the casting hype that has been leading up to this movie, where rumor after rumor and every small little excitement until like things were confirmed. You know, does it live up to it? Yes or no? I don't want any I want just a yes or no. Ready, Ashley?
Yes.
Blake?
Yeah.
Colby? Yeah, I think it does.
This is probably the worst
movie ever.
No, like the worst like kept secret Marvel movie.
Yeah.
This is like
an E3 showcase.
This has been leaked to like completion like 10 months ago.
They did a really good job though. They did a really good job marketing it and keeping all those secrets hidden.
Yeah, at least they kept a lot of the visuals hidden. Right.
Yeah.
Preferred. But
let's jump into it.
All right.
Fella and fellas.
Right. It starts with Tom Holland getting his entrails pulled out like Green Goblin.
It starts off how the second movie ended, where he's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. They don't censor it this time, baby.
Well, no, you hear "Brrr."
Yeah.
So you kind of
so we get straight from the get-go.
Yeah.
And he picks up Mary Jane and takes her through town, and they're just running from the cops.
Yeah, because Jake Gyllenhaal, fuck Jake Gyllenhaal, by the way, Taylor Swift forever.
Smelly.
Yeah, he doesn't bathe, by the way. This is apparently true.
What is happening? The first derail.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, Peter Parker, Spider-Man."
Yeah. So we all know how Far From Home ended.
Yeah.
And that was a great ending when you're just like, what could happen next?
What? J.K. Simmons, he's back?
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't do like 2 weeks later. And he's like in his room like, oh man, everybody knows.
Yeah, it was like immediately.
Just straight there. And then we get the first Marvel changing experience, like the whole universe changing experience, where Happy and May have broken up.
Yeah.
Off screen.
It was kind of sad to see.
It was like
he was like, "Come on, man.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Bring me back, baby."
Just a fling. I'm like, when did this? What?
Like you could tell she was completely over him. She wasn't impressed with
sad.
what he was working with.
We got those vibes though in previous movies.
Yeah.
I mean, she was like, "Whoa, we're not a thing."
Yeah.
It's just a fling.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Happy.
True. Yeah.
Loses his best friend. And then,
but what else does he lose? Stay tuned.
So yeah, we got a sex joke, haha.
Yeah.
Mary Jane, Tom Holland.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how funny was that joke, Ashley?
A 4.5.
Colby.
Did you say a 4 out of 5?
4.5.
Okay.
Oh,
out of what?
10.
10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Colby.
I kind of agree. Like a 4 out of 10.
I mean, it was like a nice little chuckle. But yeah, it was alright.
Blake, what do you got?
I probably breathed down my nose. I was like,
are we just gonna like rate every? All right, how's that joke?
Humorous.
2.5. It was a out of 10. And then so Peter Parker's exposed, and we kind of go through all of that, and they linger on that for quite a bit of time.
Yeah,
and
they show the effects of being like a celebrity, but also like a hated celebrity, you know?
It's not only like the effect on Tom Holland himself, on Peter Parker himself, but also his friends, and that becomes the central like crux of his motivation in the movie is making sure that Ned and MJ are taken care of.
Can I just say that during these string of scenes, I was really wondering why or how it makes Peter different from the other Avengers. Like, we know their identities. We know Steve Rogers is Captain America. We know that Tony Stark is Iron Man.
Yeah.
So is it because, like,
he's a
Peter
kid?
Parker's kid?
Yeah, probably.
I think it's also because that
he's a murderer.
all the other Avengers, like, their entire lives are centered around being this hero. Like, their career, their entire day-to-day life has to be being a superhero. It's just integral to who they are. Whereas Peter Parker is always like, I gotta balance my home life, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
even in like comic book canon, though. I mean, all of their secret identities are for the most part, are kept secret. Mm-hmm. But Peter Parker, I guess that makes sense.
This is the MCU, not comic book land.
There was in the Civil War arc where Tony Stark he was like, hey Peter, like, you're gonna be part of my side of the registration act. I want you to like reveal your identity. And then Peter does, and it like changes his whole life and whatever. But who cares about comics? Comics are for nerds, and we're here to watch movies.
Speaking of nerds, so eventually the feds show up. They capture Ned. Only Ned.
And
Ned,
they tie him to a car battery and
they got the whole gang.
Ned.
Can I say, real quick, Ned looks like he's like 35 in this movie.
He wears a wig.
It's the wig, and he also lost.
No, I thought it was like his cheeks were like.
He's also probably 75 years old.
Dude, I don't know. I just think it was a little. I think all the cast. Well,
do you get like the Grease vibes?
Yeah. I think just particularly with MJ and Ned. Just looked a lot older in this movie.
Think the actor who plays Ned, forgive me, I don't know the actor's name, but he's like 50 pounds lighter, so his cheeks probably like a little hollowed out more, you know? He's not as puffy.
That's good. Yeah.
Also, in like Tom Holland is like just baby face.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It'll probably hit him when he's like, you know. He's gonna look like
he needs a mustache.
He's gonna look like old Captain America when he's older.
Joe Biden?
He's gonna look like Joe Biden when he's older.
That's unfortunate.
And yet still 5'5".
Yeah, still 5'5".
Yeah, good for him.
Short king.
Whatever, Nathan Drake.
Speaking of kings, so the whole gang gets taken by the feds, and we keep hearing, you better get a lawyer, better lawyer up.
We're going into it now, aren't we?
There were a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation, a lot of hopes, a lot of dreams. And so it just shows them back at and I think it's Aunt May's house, and it's just happy. It's Peter, it's Aunt May, and we get a close up of a blind man's cane. Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox,
not just Matthew Murdock, but Charlie Cox,
not Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Does this mean Danny Rand is in the MCU?
We don't talk about Danny Rand. Come on.
Maybe. Listen, he's back.
He is.
He's not just a schmuck. He caught a brick. Everyone. I'm surprised Peter wasn't like, whoa, because Spider Sense. Because the brick was.
He reached out for it too.
Oh, he did.
He was gonna catch it.
Oh, okay.
But Matthew was like, I got it first.
Oh.
Yeah, so the scene, he's just like, you're gonna need a lawyer happy. I'm not gonna be yeah. I want to see that scene extended by 1 minute when he like catches it and he's like, how'd you do that? And he's like, I'm just a great lawyer. And like, what if that scene extended like another minute and everyone's like, no,
really?
how did you do that? He's like,
Did they establish he was blind?
I mean,
he
it's kind of obvious.
The stick and the.
Well, yeah, but like.
Oh, like.
They never
what is good? You're blind. You can't be a lawyer.
Yeah.
How many fingers am I holding? How many fingers am I holding?
No, I'm just saying, like
that's something that would happen in like Phase 1 MCU. Like somebody would be like, how's he gonna sign the dotted line?
See, that's a Blake question. Blake would ask that.
No, I'm just like
really offensive.
Like I know he's a blind dude, But does the Joe Schmo who doesn't know him from
the audience know that he's a blind dude?
I would
the
think
casuals.
that any bystander sees a man with glasses and a cane, like a walking stick, knows that that's a blind person.
He wasn't doing the thing, you know.
No one carries around the walking cane but a blind man.
He was sitting down.
All right, listen. I would agree with you if like everybody walked around like that, like in the MCU. Look, gotta get my cane out. You know, Spider-Man's like, I got the tingle.
It's pretty obvious. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Well, he was in the movie for like 2 minutes, and it was the greatest moment of my life.
It was hype. It was actually very hype.
The crowd went crazy. I was like, let's go!
Yeah,
I peed a little.
The crowd was wild.
Oh, I pissed everywhere.
The crowd was wild in this showing.
Yeah, we had a lively theater.
And a good lively one too.
Yeah.
Very, I think, optimal live.
Yeah, not like obnoxious.
Yeah,
but
nobody was.
When the good moments happened.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, there was one guy was like, Andrew! Like, I was like, I died laughing. It was so funny.
Like when he did the dive?
Yeah. Like, it was right before.
Yeah,
like, you know, they were setting it up, and he's like, Andrew!
Let's go!
Anyway, so they realized that, oh man, we're in a lot of legal shit here.
Yeah.
Which is kind of unfortunate that it doesn't really play a role.
Didn't really. They don't really dive into that much.
Yeah, like it would have been one thing. Like Matthew Murdock set it up.
Yeah.
But then they didn't do anything with it, which I think maybe but like who cares? Like we didn't go to watch that. But it was just kind of a weird thing to like. I think they got so preoccupied with setting up Matthew Murdock and like doing the Charlie Cox thing, where I think they kind of just like, we did it, and like, all right, now what? Like, back to the movie. You know, so I don't know. That legal stuff didn't really matter.
He's gonna be in She-Hulk. It's all good.
Yeah,
she's a lawyer,
and
she's green
with envy.
Yeah.
I forget what happens. Nothing happens after Matthew Murdock.
Yeah. Well, now they're like, let's get into. Yeah. They relocate. To Happy Hogan's bachelor pad.
But at this point, it becomes the main. Like the main drive of our characters is that they're trying to get into MIT together.
Yeah.
Right.
Mitt.
Yeah. And they realize because of the controversy around being Spider-Man and everything, including all their backup schools and MIT, none of them get accepted. And
spoilers.
Which I think is a really which sets Peter on to drastic measures to be like, I need to fix this. And I think that's a really cool motivation that like really sets up towards the end of the movie as well, where like he's doing everything he can to like protect the people around him, and like being Spider-Man is like fucking that up.
And not for himself. Like he wasn't trying to actually get himself accepted into MIT. It was just for Ned and MJ. And
it's so like
like
I'll bring it up again at the end of this, like the very end of this movie. This movie is all about like setting Peter Parker up as like the Peter we know from the comics, right? Like Tom Holland's Peter Parker has always been a deviation from the comics from the very first movie. They skipped the origin story. He's not like poor. He's super tied to Tony Stark.
Like
from the start.
He kind of wasn't he? Like bumming off like friggin' like car radios or something in Civil War.
Yeah,
and Tony Stark was like, "What, you're a fucking idiot."
Yeah, but he's not like
this isn't
struggling to make rent.
Right, like this isn't. I guess yet Toby's.
Yeah. And then now by the end of this movie, you have a Peter Parker who's just like, it reminded me of this PS4 the PS4 Spider-Man game, how he starts off in a shitty apartment. Like it's that Peter Parker is like the pivotal, I can't make rent, I have to like that. I think the next movie is going to be all about how like he's really struggling to mix Peter Parker and Spider-Man together, and he's going to have a tough time doing that.
I think something that the first two Spider-Man movies, Homecoming and Far From Home, missed is that it didn't really set up Peter Parker as being like the heart of Marvel, and that's what he really is. And I think that this one did actually kind of very well.
I agree. He felt more like the sidekick, right?
Yeah,
you know, because you have
Iron Man Jr.
Exactly. I think now he's completely escaped that, right? The Far From Home, that was like the purpose of that movie, right? Was like separate him from Tony Stark, but Tony Stark was still like a part of that movie, considering the villain's entire motivation was I got screwed over by Tony Stark. So, but it's nice to see that like Tony Stark had like no role in this third movie. You know,
he was mentioned, not by name,
of course, but he wasn't like a giant mural.
Yeah,
on the wall. Yeah. Like I miss him.
I'm pretty sure he was in that movie more than Tom.
Rough.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the plot. None of them make it. So Peter's like, all right, I'm gonna go to Doctor Strange. I see Halloween decorations of a wizard. I'm gonna go to Doctor Strange.
Steven.
Yep, to Steven. Figure out that Stephen Strange is not the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
That was, Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme, which is cool. I liked it. I'm down.
Maybe a tie-in to future Shang-Chi movies? I don't know.
Yeah, I hope so.
That's probably why at the end of that movie, he was there with, Captain Marvel and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I wonder what implication that's going to have on Doctor Strange's movie, if the title really does anything for him. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But, we got Doctor Strange. I thought there's two people inside the Sanctorum. I think they're supposed to be just like monks, wizard dudes.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought it was for a moment it was Shang-Chi and Awkwafina.
That would have been cool.
That just a little cameo, just like, oh hey, yeah, wizards over there.
They're just paying their dues,
Yeah, they don't clean up the snow and stuff like. Well, I was hoping to do something a little more exciting when you brought me onto this, thing.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, 2 out of 10.
They can only pay so many actors to make cameos for this movie.
Yeah, that would have been kind of rough.
Have you seen Endgame?
They put all the budget into that.
Fair enough.
So he asked Doctor Strange, "Hey, can you make people like? Can you fix this with magic?" And he's like, "We can make people forget. Thanks, Juan. Bye." And so they set on doing a spell to make everybody forget.
Everybody.
Yeah. That's the catch, right? Yeah. Everybody has to forget who the identity of Peter Parker or of Spider-Man.
But wait.
Yeah,
but wait, there's more.
Tom's like, oh wait, but Ned and MJ, not me. Starts messing up the spell, and the spell explodes.
Whoa.
And Strange is able to contain it before it gets really bad in this like companion cube-esque freaking thing.
Yeah.
But the damage has been done inadvertently, though you don't know, right? It seems like it explodes and everything's fine. Like, okay, the spell didn't work. Bye. And then Peter's like, "Oh, they have that scene where he's like, you didn't like talk to them, like the people at MIT, like to dispute this at all?" And he's like, "Oh no, I just went to magic." And he's like, "You motherfucker!" And then it cuts away.
Yeah.
So
he beat the fuck out.
Yeah, we have black eye Peter Parker sailing through the air, and to track down what was she, vice president of something at MIT?
It was like Mixer. I thought they were talking about the streaming website or like Mixer.
No, it's just like a gathering.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like new students. I think she was just part of admissions.
Yeah, I think so too. He tracks her down thanks to Flash. I think that was the last scene we saw him in.
He died later that day.
He had a joke that it didn't. I don't think it hit well with the audience, and he was like, "I wrote a book," because I didn't really believe that. I don't think that Flash was like. I don't think he had enough time to really make and publish a book. It was really weird. That joke just didn't land for me.
Flashpoint. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like.
But
also, that's
but
like
later,
a famous
then
DC.
Then later, she was
it's a huge
the admission lady was reading the book.
Yeah, that's what's weird about it. Well, actually, no. I actually really like that scene because if you look, when she had his book open, it was right at the beginning, and she immediately closed it dismissively. She was like, "This is bullshit." That's what I got from her demeanor.
That was your vibe.
Yeah, that's what I picked up on that, which I think is really funny if that's the case.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he tracks her down the highway on the way to the airport.
Yeah.
And he's like, can you not? And she's like, "Okay,
open the fuck up,"
Yeah. She's like, "Oh, I don't know." And then, what's going on?
It's Matt Murdock.
He's like, "I am blind, Blake."
No.
We get our first cameo villain.
Dr. Octavius.
Yeah.
So going into the movie. So Ashley and I I was like, "Yo, Ashley, we gotta watch all the Spider-Mans." We failed. We didn't watch Spider-Man 3 and we didn't watch Amazing Spider-Man 2. But we watched Spider-Man 1, 2, and then Amazing Spider-Man.
That's still pretty good, though.
Yeah,
I wanted to skip the third one because, like, please.
You really didn't need 3, honestly.
She went on this tirade to explain the movie in like 10 seconds, and it worked.
I did a really good job.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie in like 6 years at least. Yeah.
But at the end of the second movie, Mr. Ockman was like, "I don't want to die a monster," yeah, and then he destroys the sun machine. So going into this movie, I was like, he was like, "I'm a good guy again," and now he's like, "I'm a bad guy again." I'm like, what's
the
why?
hold up?
You know? But it was explained.
Yeah, it turns out that when people were pulled from the multiverse into this universe, they were pulled from a very specific time.
Yeah.
And later on, he recalls the exact time where he was pulled.
Yeah.
And he's still evil. So it's like this weird alternate version of these characters.
It was slightly before the time in Spider-Man 2 where Toby like yells.
Dude,
he's like,
dude. This movie has great meme potential because I imagine him being like, "I remember a fusion reactor," and then I just imagine it cutting away like, "What?" And then you like scream with all, there's like a million memes of the scream. Like I just imagine that happening.
Once we get good HD footage of this,
yeah, it's so good.
It's gonna be good.
I can't wait to see the memes from this movie. But yeah, Octavius fights Spider-Man. He's thinking he's Tobey Maguire. Unmasked him. And he's like, "What the? You're not Peter." And it's cool how Tom defeats Otto.
Yeah.
With the nano machines. He's using Stark's suit because his got all green and messed up.
Yeah.
So he's using the
someone threw a Nickelodeon slime on him.
Yeah.
Mysterio was right.
And so using the nano machines, he's able to like Bluetooth hack Otto's arms and controls them. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's pretty sick. I like that.
What'd you think, Ashley?
I thought that was really smart.
Yeah.
And really clever, yeah.
The fight scene on the bridge is good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Really good.
I was worried like they showed too much in the initial trailer, but it went on for much, much longer than the trailer implied. It was a really good fight.
There was a cool like shot where he's swinging like this giant like concrete pipe thing, and he
just slams
he
into
slides. Oh, that
yeah.
Tom is very durable.
Yeah. Kind of like Black Widow.
He swings it. I'm not talking about that. He swings that and he webs the ground and then like power slides down. I thought it looked super cool. That was awesome. But anyway, he saves the MIT admissions president, whatever. Defeats Otto, and then she's like, "Yeah, okay, just don't get in any shenanigans, and I'll accept everyone."
I loved her sass too.
She was very.
She's like, "No, that was not cool."
Yeah. She goes up to Otto. Yeah, she was great. She was awesome. I liked her.
And then she probably got goblined.
Oh yeah. We actually don't. Everyone just exploded after that.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, so we get the brief glimpse of Gobbo throwing down some bombs and blowing up the bridge a bit.
You hear the laugh?
Huh?
The laugh?
Oh, yeah. You get the laugh. And Doctor Strange saves the day. Gets Peter and Doc Ock out of there, puts him in a chamber. And then we finally get, like, the actual mission, like the Marvel mission here, which is...
the main plot.
Yeah. People are coming in from other universes. Everyone who's known Peter. Go... get them, bring them back here, and then we'll send them home.
Yeah. Off screen, Doctor Strange got Lizard Man, probably for the best.
Yeah, he's like, "I found this guy in the fucking sewers eating shit." Yeah. Yeah. Also, I agree. Probably for the best. I probably just wouldn't have been that interesting.
Dinosaur.
It's a dinosaur.
He's like, "Hello."
Peter brings in MJ and Ned.
Yeah.
And
squad.
They squad up.
Yeah.
And then he goes to the woods and gets Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Who's, just chilling out.
Well, he was originally blue. We see him blue, and then he turns yellow.
Yeah, because he's absorbing a different energy.
Yeah.
And he's completely different. He's got, like, this nice face.
Yeah, he's like drastically
different. He's got Tim's.
It's really weird.
And he's butt-ass naked.
He's got more swag now.
Yeah. He's like
Only visually. He's still talking like a dork. from like
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think
he's like
so.
an action movie dude. He's like, yeah, fuck you, man.
Well,
Yeah,
you could tell like he wasn't like stuttering or something, but like he had like the same kind of speech patterns from
I
the
don't
second
I don't
think
know.
so.
I actually think he was like a completely different.
You watched
character.
all right, you haven't seen Amazing Spider-Man 2 in like 80
dude,
years.
he was like a dork.
He was he was like a loser.
Well, yeah, they addressed
No
that.
offense.
He was like, "What happened to your comb over?"
Yeah, he
And
said that, but like the way that he talks and everything like that, there's a huge difference in his like.
he probably
voice
got like new
mannerisms.
teeth.
No, you know, like when this is his demeanor when like Spider-Man was like, "Hey, man, like cool, all that." He's like so excited. He's like, "Oh my god, thank you so much." He's like nothing like that.
I literally
anymore.
watched this scene earlier, and Gwen's like, "Oh, it was nice to meet you, Max," and he's like, "You remember my name?" Like it's completely different.
Yeah, and then he references that line.
You can reference it,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
the way
You
that it's
reference.
acted out is very
That'd be
different.
me.
You
That-
both
that's
are
just-
dogpiling.
Get him. That's like me saying like, yeah, you know, like I'm not like that other Colby before, you know, old Colby, where he was I don't know, a killer.
Yeah, you are.
It'd be like I can say that, but I'm still a
You're
killer.
a lady killer.
Still wearing those glasses. So Matthew Murdock.
Oh god, my vision.
So, we get the mission, and he goes to Jamie Foxx in the woods, and who
Dude,
else is there?
Sandman.
Yeah, but is it Clint or Flint?
I
don't
think it's
remember.
Flint. I thought it was
And
Clint.
They kept
It's
saying
Flint.
it, and I could not pick it up.
No.
I was like, what?
Flint.
It is Flint.
I
That
thought
was-
they kept saying Clint until like
I don't
the
know.
5th time they said it.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. You guys didn't watch that movie, so
Yeah, you're right.
so we can call him whatever we want. But Sandman shows up and he's like, "I'm gonna help you, Peter."
Mm.
And which I thought for the rest of the movie he was gonna be like a good, like chill person.
He's kind of
you
an
know?
ass.
He flip flops a lot.
He's he's kind of like one of my biggest problems with like all the villains. He's just there, and they don't know what to do with him. I think as like writing, I don't know what his motivation is at all. You think he's about to go into, and he's like, "Oh, I have a daughter," and you're like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna go back into this." But he's like, does he want to go back? Does he not? Does he just want to be cured? Like, I don't. No wonder why they
He
just
doesn't
locked
trust
him.
nobody.
Yeah, and it's like no one talks to him. I think that's the problem.
Do you blame them?
I guess I don't. They just lock him in the Statue of Liberty's head at the end of the movie because they don't want to deal with him. Like,
And he kind of like, not just to like quickly fast forward.
yeah.
When it showed him in his human form, I'm like 85% positive that was just Spider-Man 3 footage.
No.
I have to check.
I'm kind of agreeing with you.
No
Like
way.
a lot of the shots of him moving and stuff, I was like, this looks a little familiar.
Yeah.
Like in a subconscious way familiar. Like I have seen this before like 10 years ago.
I definitely think that he looks older. I think it's new.
Yeah. I would
hope so.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, Sandman helps him defeat fucking Jamie Foxx,
Yeah.
which is really cool. I was like,
He's
oh,
naked.
I was really excited for that.
Yeah.
Oh, also, Peter has a device that he can like shoot people, and it teleports them into a magic cage.
Mm-hmm.
So he does, he sends Jamie Foxx back, and then and again, this is what's weird. Sandman's like, "What did you do? I'm gonna fucking kill you."
Did you kill that man?
Yeah, I'm like,
He's like, well,
"Why,
calm
dude,
down,
You're
cuz."
so aggro right now. I don't remember you being like this." And then it's
Sounds like you need to watch Spider-Man 3.
I guess I
again.
do. Maybe
Maybe he's just like that.
I remember
He
him
makes
being,
a lot of bad decisions.
I remember him
so-
being super likable though, and also
He shot Uncle Ben. What's so likable about that?
but also keep in mind that this seems like it's pulled from like the end of the movie where he's like, because he knows Peter
Yeah.
and everything, right? So you would think he's like a slightly better person.
It's right before he like went into the water.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. It's weird.
Peace.
And anyway, so they get that. Then Willem Dafoe is in an alleyway,
Yeah.
doing a great job, and he's
Yeah.
like, "The heart, Osborn, the heart." And he smashes the mask.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe is always great, and
Yeah.
he is genuinely terrifying.
Can we say he's like 10 out of 10 in this movie?
Oh,
absolutely.
Like, he absolutely, completely kills and crushes it in every scene he's in.
Yeah.
When I watched the original Spider-Man movie, was it 2003? As a kid, super scary.
Yeah.
He just has a scary
goblins.
face.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude-
And the old mask and how you can see
Yeah.
his mouth
Oh,
moving
yeah.
through it.
He's
So
like,
gross.
Dude, but his faces in this movie alone are they really know how to like show the proper lighting and
Mhm.
and the angles of just how like, damn, he's got such a
He's
like,
got like
smile, like the
that...
way his cheeks and like his chin and like his teeth show. Like
I like to always relate it to how like kind of like Jim Carrey moves his facial expressions. You know,
it's like Jim Carrey and Jack Nicholson.
Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
And, he's just like Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
He's like Ricky Bobby.
But yeah, they can manipulate like their facial muscles so well.
Yeah, he kills it.
Yeah.
But he shows up at Feast, the homeless shelter.
Yeah.
That or the the community homeless shelter center, whatever that Aunt May is a part of, and he's just like, I need help.
I need Spider-Man.
I need donuts.
Yeah, he keeps stealing donuts in the background.
Yeah, that's how you knew he was still evil.
Yeah.
Right? I think that was foreshadowing.
I think I missed that.
Well, when he was talking about Aunt May, and he's like in the background, like out of focus, he's just like
he's
just pocketed like bagels or donuts or whatever they are. Super funny.
I'll see it on my 10th rewatch of the movie.
So, and this is where like Aunt May's like the morality theme of the movie plays in, where she's like, all right, I know he's like fucked up and stuff, but everybody deserves a second chance, and we should always help people before just like telling them to fuck off, right? Because Peter's like, oh, I'm gonna send him home. She's like, why don't we fix him first?
But there's no way home.
Everyone's gathered up in what was the Sanctorum, like the Undercroft, I think it was called.
Yeah.
Which is just like a really shitty basement like, they use for storage.
Like a dryer.
It's so funny. I love that. Good bit.
Yeah.
And they're just like, okay, time to send him home, and where they'll die, because that's their fate. And Peter's like, what? And he's like, yeah, they're just gonna die. He's like, well, no. And then Doctor Strange and Peter fight.
Well, Sandman lives, as far as we know.
Does he live?
He doesn't die at the end of 3.
Does he not?
Does he?
Does he just melt?
No,
implying that he dies?
No,
I thought he just
Peter
goes away.
forgives him for killing Uncle
Ben.
Ben.
And then he melts.
And he just kind of just floats away.
Oh, so it's even
Into
less
the wind.
reason why he would be a fucking murderer. Like, why is he a dick in this movie?
Like, he's very apologetic, obviously. Like, he's was
guilty.
Messed up.
Yeah.
He's guilty.
Yeah.
He, admits to the crime. And, he's like, I forgive you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So,
Blizzard doesn't die either.
I thought he said Blizzard. I'm like, who the hell's Blizzard?
He goes to jail.
You're right.
We just watched it.
I know.
Like a night and a half ago.
Listen, that movie's forgettable as fuck.
I hate his suit in that movie.
A little bit.
I hate it. It
We'll
looks a lot better in the second movie.
So, Doctor Strange and Spider-Man have a little bit of a tussle.
Yeah.
Fighting over the container of the spell that Doctor Strange is like, as soon as I press this button, everybody goes away. Peter's like, no, we should fix these people first, and not just leave them to die. So, and you don't understand both points.
Yeah.
Like Doctor Strange is like, dude, I'm really thinking of like the literal larger picture here. Like, I'm a multiverse kind of guy. You're the friendly neighborhood kind of kid. Just let me do my fucking thing.
So what? So all right, like Tom's like thought process here. Like I get it, but like what are like the outwardly effects of like what he's trying to do? All right. Say like Doc Ock, right? You make him better, then he goes back to where he is. He's still probably gonna die because he has to take down the thing. Maybe canonically that happens. I will not die a monster.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's more of a matter of like, you see somebody who needs help, you have to help them.
But like Jamie Foxx, he was like, "Oh, I was about to explode, and then I woke up here." So all right, they cure him, they send him back, then he explodes.
You're thinking of like the literal logistics of when they get sent back.
So I have a question. So like during this fight between Doctor Strange and Peter, I was thinking that okay, Peter's being stupid, like Doctor Strange should do what he has to do. And I realized like, I'm definitely more of like a practical thinker. Like who would you actually like side with? Are you like a Doctor Strange or a Peter?
I feel like I just Doctor Strange.
I think if you asked me a few years ago, I would have said Doctor Strange. But then I have to be like, now I think I side more with Peter in the sense of like once you send those people away and then you have to live with like what that means, like you just essentially executed these like five. Was it 5 people or 6?
5.
You just execute.
5.
Yeah, I know.
It's not so simple. Like, there's obviously many layers to it. You know, you have to think like, okay, he's talking about fate.
Yeah.
You know, you can't mess with fate. It's gonna happen anyways.
I think what would fuck me up though is like the next time I fight a big villain, and they're like about to wipe out someone, and I'm just like, you can't do that. You can't kill those people. Oh. Fuck. You know, like it's like the superhero complex, right? Of like, you can't save everyone, and like obviously Doctor Strange is right. Like, what's it called? The trolley dilemma. Sacrifice one life to save many. Like
the train car experiment.
That. And there's no right answer, right? It's
I totally see both sides of it.
Right. I think personally, I would side with Spider-Man, but like, damn if Strange isn't right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
You know? And damn if it isn't like, if I was Strange, I'd be so frustrated with Peter. I'd be like, you little idiot. Like, you just don't, your mind is not developed enough to understand this.
He's just a kid, man.
He's just a brat. The fight, okay, so they have their fight and it's awesome.
Yeah,
right?
The mirror dimension.
They did such a good job of like the power scaling, so to say, where like you know at this point Doctor Strange can just rip Peter apart. Like if he wanted to kill Peter Parker, he could, but that's not what the fight was about, and that's how you do really cool fights. Yeah, it's about like getting this object, and Peter, through ingenuity, like going through the mirror dimension, it was just so cool, visually striking, and very well thought out.
You know what's cooler than magic? Math.
Yeah, math. Yeah. And he's just like,
I thought that was kind of lame.
He's like, oh, okay. That's Spider-Man. That's Spider-Man, though, right? He is kind of lame. So he gets the cube back from Strange, boom, and then he's like, all right, I'm going to fix these people. Takes them back to the Happy's condo, and uses the fabricator from the second movie, which is a cool callback. Starts doing experiments to try and fix everyone's central problem, and so then he can send them back and not feel guilty over it. And then we get cool villain character moments.
I like how everyone was like interacting.
Yeah.
Sandman, he was on the couch. He was like, I keep making sand on couch.
My joke is I'm made of sand.
Sorry.
Yeah. They left Lizard in the truck.
Yeah.
I'm sure that made him feel good.
British fuck.
And probably the biggest thing is they see Doc Ock's chip. It was all fucked up. And they fix it.
Yeah.
Doc Ock's a good guy now. He's back. He's back to his normal, like, super
Dr.
awesome.
Octavius.
Yeah. And Willem Dafoe's like, oh, I'm sorry, Peter's tingle goes off. And they have this cool scene of him walking out.
That scene was cool.
Yeah. And he was like, what's wrong, Peter? What's wrong, Peter?
You really thought that I wanted everyone to be fixed or cured?
And he calls, and he's like, Willem Dafoe? And he's like, so you found me out, Tom Holland. And turns out Green Gobbo's back.
Yeah. Like, he never left, baby.
Yeah, he never left.
Right.
And
the new costume or the new look of Goblin.
Oh so good.
Yeah.
They ditched the helmet.
It was like a post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, very much like a ragtag kind of look to it, but like
kind of classic.
Because he got rid of the helmet.
He looks a little like, I don't know if you know like Hobgoblin from Marvel, but he kind of, or like a lot of like the cartoon Green Goblin, because he has the cloak.
Right.
It looks really fucking cool.
Yeah.
He ends up kind of going around. He's like, he convinces some of the villains, like, we don't need to change. Yeah. We're not broke. We're gods. And
especially
gods
Electro.
Yeah.
Douchebag.
Whose motivation, Jamie Foxx's motivation is, I just want to be more powerful because I don't want to be a loser again. Which I thought was cool. But also like you're hot now, and and you got Tim's.
Yeah, you got Tim's.
And but I guess I do understand his motivation. It's cool. Anyway, and Willem Dafoe proceeds to just beat the ever-loving shit out of Tom Holland.
Dude, he wrecks this guy.
He just stomps him.
Like he
smashing him through the floors.
He like power bombed him through the floor.
I had to remember. I was like,
and then he like spine busted him through another floor. I'm like, what is this dude doing?
I had to remember if I was like, is Green Goblin a super soldier in the Sam Raimi films? I don't remember that.
Like he punched Spider-Man and he went flying.
Yeah.
So yes. He's got some muscles.
His whole body went through a transformation,
Yeah,
so it's got to have some sort of.
It's true. He also did like grab that scientist and like throw it.
Yeah.
Back to what did he say? Like back to planning or whatever, and he killed that dude.
Back to the drawing board.
Yeah, so whatever the line was. And then we have
Electro gets rid of Doc Ock, who's a good man.
Yeah, and Doc Ock's like, you'd think like he'd be like, I'm gonna stay and help. He's like, he just bails. He's like, fuck this.
I know.
You get thrown through a wall.
No. At that point, I also would be like, I'm out. Like, this is not it.
All while Aunt May's trying to run away.
Yeah.
Well, she's not really trying to run away. She's trying to, I guess, find her opportunity to help Peter. And
she totally does.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the villains kind of bail except for Willem Dafoe. Mm-hmm. Who's there, and he fucks up Peter. Guy. They're in the lobby, and they, he makes his exit and throws a bomb as he does, and unfortunately leads to the emotional crux of the movie.
I don't think the bomb did that.
You think
I think the glider did.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
He flung it, or
the glider looked
rammed right.
I have to see that scene. It looked like the glider either just grazed her or
knocked her down. Hit her.
Yeah.
It almost looked like you see security footage of forklifts that fuck up in a warehouse or something. It reminded me of footage like that where you just see a person fall over. I don't know. It was kind of a little goofy, but anyway. All in all, Aunt May,
and Happy Hogan, he's like, all while the SWAT team in J.K. Simmons.
Is Happy, how did you drive up there? What the perimeter the SWAT team set up was must have been shit. If this dude just drove in.
You're forgetting the moment though. Right before the bomb went off, she has a moment with Peter and says, "Listen, you have, what is it? Heart, you have power.
Heart.
And with great power comes great responsibility."
No, she didn't say it like that.
It's slightly, yeah.
And then, with great power comes with it the greatest of what you will call in one day responsibility.
And
in a variation of that. That's a little much, but yes.
All right. Ashley, what was your response, internal response to that line? All right.
That was my response.
I think just I've seen it so many times. I've heard it so many times. I was like, oh, here it is.
Yeah.
3 movies in, we did it.
Yeah. That's it.
I saw Blake's reaction.
Yeah. I did. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, eh.
It was. I get what you're saying though. I don't think it hit me as hard as
I feel like she should have just said the line, the actual line, not it's slightly different.
I think
just commit.
I actually think they should have maybe changed it more. I don't think they committed enough to the change. Right? They they added an extra word to make it its own thing, but I feel keep the concept and just reword it.
Especially with the discussion with Tom and those 2 mystery people later about that line. I think it should have just been the line.
Yeah.
I liked it. I mean,
I was like, cool, but that's it.
Obviously, we could see it coming, and with that line, it was secured. But, yeah, I mean, I like how we actually established a relationship between Peter and May before.
Oh, yeah.
So instead of
course.
Plus,
it's Aunt May, right? That carries a lot of weight within the Spider-Man mythos, right? Although they missed an opportunity where Goblin could have turned around and be like, "Finish it!
Finish it! Avenge me!"
Can we just say Tom Holland's acting at her death is astounding. It was so good. You just really saw it in his face, and he killed it.
He's a good dude. Yeah. Ashley, thoughts?
Oh, it was really good.
He's a good dude.
He's a good dude.
It's good.
No, Emma.
Uncle Ben. That's Andrew Garfield.
No. I was gonna move on, but please.
I'll move on. So we cut.
Wait, he gets shot though. That was funny.
Oh yeah.
He's like, ah!
Yeah, the SWAT team was like, and then he left her corpse there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hate
What
to
an
see it.
idiot.
Yeah, he should have just dragged her dead carcass around
Yeah, and
as a trophy.
like, what was me up me?
That's
Apple
terrible.
cream.
Just start swinging with it. She's like,
Alright, go on, move on.
and then he's like watching. I'm sure it hurt his eyes because he was really close to a giant screen.
Yeah. Pretty sure he's as blind as Matthew Murdoch now.
But you see J.K. Simmons. He's like, Peter Parker, Spider-Man. What a fucking asshole.
Yeah, he's doing his J. Jonah
God
Jameson
help us
thing.
all.
Yeah. He's the worst human being ever. So now we have like this like long string of the movie where like, not long, I say that in a bad way, but it isn't, of Tom in this really dark place. Peter's in this dark place, and we cut away to his friends who are like, all right, we need to help somehow. And
So when this scene started, I turned to Ashley. I was like, I think this is it.
yeah,
This is the
Yep.
scene.
you have to, when he's at his lowest.
Yeah.
Now we gotta bring the audience back up. You know,
We all hold hands.
earlier in the movie, Peter stole the ring from Doctor Strange's fingers.
So he couldn't.
So he couldn't get out of the Mirrorverse quickly. To buy himself some time. And Ned has it now.
Fucking Ned.
And Ned is like, we have to go to Peter. He must be fucking bummed, dude. So he opens a portal. He's like, I need to find Peter Parker. And lo and behold, we go to a dank, dark alleyway where Andrew Garfield's peddling for money.
Spare change, I can sing.
Yes. Sorry to give that the reverence that moment deserved, but yeah.
We
out
just
from
see
the portal
Spider-Man.
comes a Spider-Man.
And the crowd was like, let's fucking go!
Oh yeah, crowd's like,
Did you know it was Andrew Garfield from far away?
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
I could tell him by his like
demeanor.
he was like
Yeah.
skipping.
And he's tall.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
super tall.
He's lanky ass dude.
Yeah, and you can tell he's a little more jacked than
Yeah.
Tom, you know. It's Andrew Garfield who comes in, can I just say he kills it.
Yeah.
He's so funny in this movie.
Yeah.
Props to him for being shit on for years as like quote the worst Spider-Man.
Mhm.
Wow.
And then he just comes in and he gives it his all.
He brought it.
He's like the best one here. Like,
Oh, it was so good.
arguably.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just so funny and all his jokes land. He's just a good guy.
Yeah.
And you can tell he's like genuine and like really sweet and like he's not like the comic relief, right? Because like he has some of the most like emotionally potent moments as well.
Yeah.
He's got like 3 or 4 like really like hard hitting moments where you just feel bad for the dude.
Oh yeah, it was a real tearjerker
Yeah.
for sure.
And then he's like, all right, let's try again.
And like we knew what was happening.
Oh, of course.
What a weird introduction, I have to say.
He was just in fucking random street clothes and he just walks through.
I swear to God, I thought it was just Tobey Maguire in front of a green screen. Like, and they just filmed him at the studio for like a few minutes. Like, hey, we're gonna just like have you in here for like a few minutes.
There's $6,000 million.
Yeah.
What did they say that he dressed as? Like, or are you gonna dress like
a youth pastor?
A cool youth pastor. Like, it was so funny.
And like age just hit this guy. I'm just gonna throw that out
I
there.
agree wholeheartedly.
This man,
He's obviously older.
This man,
but he doesn't look terrible.
I know. It's been
like 17 years.
I'm pretty sure
that movie came out. The last movie came out in what 2016? No, 2006.
Oh my God. Hey guys.
Yeah. So okay.
I
14
think
years.
someone should call this man for hanging out with all these teenagers. Like, this dude's like 50 years old in this movie.
He does not look that bad.
Aunt May, listen, his Aunt May's been in the dirt for like
Oh my God.
a decade. All right.
How old is Tobey Maguire?
I don't know. Look it up.
He's like as old as Leonardo
Please,
DiCaprio.
I know if you measured words. What? Please.
Yeah, Scooby Doo this shit.
Yeah, that.
He's 46.
He's 106.
46.
He's 40. He should not be hanging out with these teenagers.
He looks pretty good for 46.
He does. He
Not
does
too
look
bad.
good. A lot of Doctor Strange's jokes kind of didn't land. Did anybody else kind of like get that vibe?
Well, they did the Scooby Doo this shit joke
Twice.
in the trailer, and they showed both instances.
You're right.
And it was like, you know, like the trailer thing where like there's music playing, and then like they stop the music to like say the funny thing.
Let's Scooby do this shit.
And then
Bam, wham, wham, wham.
yeah, it wasn't funny then. So
Yeah.
Like maybe if that joke wasn't exposed in the trailer, I'd be like, "Huh,
you said Scooby-Doo."
you know?
Yeah, I agree.
But you know,
so we get the Peters, and so they're like, where would he go? We gotta cheer him up.
We get this Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire interaction. And, like, they do this, like, duel thing where they, like, do both backflips.
They're, like, sensing each other. Yeah. They're like, what's going on?
And,
like, Peter?
It was great. Like, it
was cool.
This is, like, the moment everyone wanted.
It's true. It was, like, so fan service in the best of ways.
Right.
And they nailed it.
My biggest gripe with Tobey Maguire and his movies is that, like,
he doesn't even move.
Yes. He's just a fucking...
His upper lip doesn't move.
Yeah. It's just his bottom lip moves. He's like... And then Uncle Ben.
Have you ever heard, like...
He's kind of a funny actor, though.
If you play Spider-Man 2, like the game that everyone loves, his voice acting in that game...
That's not him. That's why.
Is it not?
It's just a dude.
That dude sucks.
Yeah.
He sounds just like him, though.
Right?
That's kind of great.
I'm pretty sure.
Are you? I don't know, dude. I'm like 99% sure Toby.
Look up Spider-Man 2, the video game behind the voice actors, and get back to us. I'm pretty sure it's not Toby.
He's very mousy. He's a very mousy actor.
He has way more confidence in this movie.
Yeah.
He also actually...
Because he probably looked at his bank account.
Like, obviously, like, leading up to this movie, I looked back, like, a week ago at his, like, IMDb. He hasn't acted in, like, a very long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, nearly a decade. Yeah. I think he's more, like, behind the camera now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
like,
cool.
Directing,
Good for
producing.
him.
Yeah.
I'm glad for that.
There was also, like, he's difficult to work with.
Oh, is he?
Is he really?
Oh.
Yeah,
we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Anyway,
I just saw that one clip of him saying, "Get the fuck out of the road." What the fuck?
He took that man's pizza. He's
not a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
So they're like, okay, let's go cheer him up. So they go to the top of their high school where they like were at before or whatever. And we have all three Peters.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of react. Although we have a really, really nice and sweet scene where MJ and Ned hug Peter.
They're like, there's these two people that want to talk to you.
Yeah, it's like two Jehovah's Witnesses or something. No, and it's the two Peters that like...
Mm-hmm. And like...
See a lot of ads. Well, we have an update.
I think that's the game.
It is him, right?
Yeah.
Dude, he's awful. He's like...
This is my story. It's the usual thing. Boy meets girl. Boy loses girl.
Oh no.
Boy meets another girl. Oh, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Don't think my life is all flowers and romance, though. I wish. More and more of my life is spent out here, fighting some of the worst the city has to offer. Sometimes it's just a mugger. Sometimes it's a bigger problem. This is the city I protect. New York City. It's my home. My playground. My responsibility.
My responsibility.
Like,
yeah.
At no point did he ever
they got
like,
everybody.
You know, but
no, they didn't get Harry.
I'm surprised.
That's not James Franco.
It's Dave.
That's Flash. No, I'm kidding. So they cheer up. They did great power through responsibility thing. We have some very sweet moments between all three of them.
They explain some stuff that'll happen like post Spider-Man 2 and post Spider-Man 3 for their respective movies.
And they have great chemistry together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All of them
dude.
So well.
Super nice seeing them all together. It's so good.
We also get Andrew Garfield being like, I couldn't save Gwen.
Yeah.
Gwen.
Yeah.
My MJ. That's what he says. Yeah.
Then he says like he went on like this like rampage.
Like, he went into darkness.
Yeah.
He had a dark period.
I stopped holding back my punches. Like,
fucking up people.
I see that movie.
Yeah. I know.
So like, okay, now we need to cure the guys. Yeah, we gotta fix them. So they go to the computer lab, the science lab, and they start doing experiments together. Which we get even better chemistry, even more stuff. Then we got like saddest Andrew Garfield scene where like Tom and or MJ and Peter are like talking.
Yeah.
and
They
he's
had their
looking, and
foreheads
he's, like,
together and stuff.
He's like sad, like.
That wasn't the saddest one for me.
We're
but-
not there yet.
No,
Okay,
you're
alright.
right. You're right.
And Toby's like, I have a girl. It's complicated, but we made it work. I'm 45 years old.
I love that though.
Yeah. Also, kind of
That's
weird.
nice.
He played up the Harry thing for laughs.
Dude, that was weird.
Ned was like, "Oh, well, what's your best friend like?" And he's like,
I had a
killed,
best friend.
killed him.
He tried to kill me.
He died in my
Then
arms.
he died in my arms.
Yeah.
And then just like, huh?
Yeah.
And like, he had just no reaction to it. He was just like deadpanned it.
Yeah, I didn't know. Like people laughed, and I did too. But I was like, should I be laughing?
That's quite dark.
Yeah, I don't know if I should be laughing. Like,
It was definitely made for laughs.
I guess it
Just because of like
was.
the shocking. Shocking.
It's a
you know?
weird thing to joke about. Like, yeah, my best
Clear-
friend
clearly he's
fucking
over
died.
it. You know, he doesn't fucking care.
He's not over it. He's definitely not over it. But he's like,
it's been like 20
he's
years.
like calloused to it.
He's been through the stages of grief,
Yeah.
alright? He's been
Now he
past
can make ha-has about
acceptance,
it.
alright?
I'm surprised Harry wasn't in this movie, personally. I think they should have replaced Lizard Boy.
James Franco had like sexual allegations, so
I guess
he's
you're right.
never going to
That's
be
fair.
in a movie.
Then
ever
bring in
again.
Topher Grace instead.
Yeah, we need.
Oh, God.
That video I sent you where like.
Anyway. So
It makes sense.
they decide, all
It
right,
makes sense.
we're gonna call the villains to us,
Yeah.
and they do the Statue of Liberty, where they said before that they're erecting a Captain America shield on the Statue of Liberty.
Very, very on the
Interesting.
nose.
Yeah, very like, damn, dude, no subtlety here. And that's being set up. There's all scaffolding and stuff, and they're setting that up, and that's going to be the final set piece of the movie.
The climax.
Yeah. And so they make a viral video, like,
Mhm.
come get us, or will you press the box and send you on your way. And then we have the final like talking scene with all three
all
of
this
them,
banter.
Oh.
Oh.
which it almost felt
Really good.
like there was a deleted scene that just snuck its way into the film. Where
I thought it was incredible.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
It was great. This is when they start getting a little like memey, right? Or like we're gonna talk to the audience, or like address what audience people have said about these movies for a little bit. Like Andrew Garfield being like the worst Spider-Man thing. He's like, no, you're amazing.
Yeah.
You're amazing. Come on, you're amazing. Say it,
Yeah.
say it. You're amazing. Like,
I thought that was because his movie's The Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, of course.
no, that's the joke,
Yeah.
right? But like, I think that dialogue started because it was like he's like down on himself, and he's like, I don't know, man, I'm not as
Like,
cool
compared
as
to
you
you
guys.
two.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
definitely just like
That's some like meta shit.
it's almost like they were just filming like Garfield, like, hey, just talk for a minute, you know?
Right.
And they're like, no,
We'll
you're
superimpose
cool,
the
man.
costume on you.
Yeah, which is cool. It was. I think it was a good touch. This is the fan service,
Yeah,
right?
and
This
then
whole-
and then Venom was mentioned. Kind of.
oh yeah, the alien. You guys
Yeah.
fought alien? I never fought aliens. Like that's cool, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
The web shooters.
the web,
Yeah.
the web shooter, like,
So that just comes out of you?
yeah.
So I'm just like amazed.
Oh, they
I have
had-
to make it.
That was the second time we're referencing, because the first time
It was in the lab.
It was
it was
in
the
the lab,
lab. He
yeah.
shoots, and they're like, "Oh, what
Oh,
the?
it
Oh
came out of
my
you?
god!" Yeah,
It doesn't come out of you?
it was really funny.
Mhm.
They're like, wait, does it come out of other places?
Yeah.
Just my wrist.
I like how we referenced Spider-Man 2 with the mental block where he like lost
Yeah,
his powers
yeah.
briefly. Which is
Existential shit, you know?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
All that was really cool. And then so the villains show up now, and we get the first set of villains: Sandboy,
Electro.
Scale Boy, and Electro Boy.
Lizard wasn't there at the start. He kind of showed up like a couple minutes in.
He's
He
like-
was part of
by.
the first wave.
Yeah.
He wasn't there at the moment of start.
He was like the second one to show up.
It was the third. Sandman was there.
I don't
It was-
know.
I thought it was Sandman Electro start, and then eventually Lizard came from the water.
I
It
thought
was
he-
pretty early on.
I thought he was second, but I don't remember. I think Matthew Murdock came second.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
He
He's like,
I'll be there. What's happening?
That's his cane sound effects.
Just making that noise.
Yeah, yeah.
Just roaring at them.
I wish Senior Foggy was in this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they all work together. Well, actually, the Spider-Men are having trouble.
Yeah.
Because they're all just like, Peter, take this. He's like, wait. And they're all mixing each other up.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Makes sense.
And then they try and do a number system, and they kind of fuck it up, too. But then they like, come on, get your head in the fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
And they all...
He's like, I'm part of the Avengers. He's like, the event. And Toby's like, the Avengers? What's that?
It's like, holy shit, oh, that's so awesome. What does that mean? Which is
Andrew thinks he's in a band.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Andrew.
Yeah.
Andrew's cool.
But they get their shit together, and then we get the hype. We get the like when a Marvel logo plays and it shows all the different clips.
Yeah.
We get that moment where all the three Spider-Men like swing around and land, and they're like dun, dun,
poster.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So
Dude.
And the audience is like, yeah.
And that begun like the climax, like final
Proper.
battle.
Yeah.
In like.
They're
I thought it
working
was
together.
awesome.
They're working in unison.
Yeah.
They fucked up Sandman because no one gives a shit about him.
And
apparently.
listen, the footage of him like decomposing out of like the sand taking off his hands, I'm like 95% sure that's from Spider-Man 3.
No.
I think I have to agree. I don't know. Yeah, look back on it.
Yeah.
Analyze.
See, if we watched the movie, Ashley, I could have definitively told you.
Well, fine. Watch the fucking movie.
All right.
You don't watch it now and be like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I regret.
Then they Electro's is too strong. He's got an arc reactor in him. He stole.
He took that.
And he's zapping them. And then who comes to save the day? Doc Ock.
Doc.
He comes in, and I was like, I knew from the very beginning, like before this movie came out, I was like, Doc Ock's gonna be a good guy, and he's gonna help throughout it.
I'm glad he did.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he came in, and he defeats Electro Boy, and then they defeat the Lizard Man, and then Doctor Strange pops in. And he's like, guys, holy shit, I'm pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember that scene.
Yeah, he said it.
Yeah.
Verbatim.
He's like, fuck.
Dude. And he kills Peter.
Yeah.
Psych.
Yeah. So and he's like, all right, now I'm gonna like fix. Hold on, things are getting a little muddled here. Someone help me.
So, well, first of all, Ned and MJ are struggling to actually close the portal. They still have the
At this
cube.
point, they're already out of the. They're there at the Statue
Hasn't he
of Liberty.
taken it?
Because Doctor Strange,
Well,
when Doctor Strange is there, MJ and
Ned are
already at the Statue of Liberty.
Okay, so I was saying that he took it. He
Yeah.
took it back from them.
Yeah.
All right. So then, Peter tries to convince him again. Like the plan is working.
Yeah.
Like we can save them.
Yes, and he's like, well, I'll be damned.
Goddamn.
But then Green Gobbo shows up and he's like, table for one, or I don't know what he fucking
And
says.
then-
Table for a hominoid.
One of the pumpkin bombs gets into the cube.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he grabs it
And it breaks
sneaks it
that
in.
like concealment
Yeah.
spell on the chaos spell.
Yeah.
And just hell breaks loose.
Reality's tearing. It looks so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange has to contain it. He can't. He's struggling.
He looks so cool in that scene.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
and he's
He's
on
like,
top of the
"Ooh."
statue, and he's like, boom, blasting the rips in reality. And like you
He's
kind
so
of
badass.
believe he can do it.
Yeah.
Like for a minute, you're like, oh, I think Doctor Strange has got this shit.
I really want to go back, and I'm sure I'm gonna see like clips or like photo stills of it.
Mhm.
All of the silhouettes.
Yeah,
of those,
I was
like,
trying to
yeah.
like figure
I
out
saw
like
Rhino.
villains or something like the characters.
you saw Rhino.
I saw Rhino.
Yeah,
Jake
yeah.
the dog.
I'm sure there's like tons of them.
Yeah.
But it's super interesting.
Benders.
I want to see who's there.
I'm sure we'd see like
I felt like what I was like seeing. I thought I saw like a centaur or something. I thought
did.
these were just random like unrecognizable silhouettes.
It's
Maybe
from
some of
issue
them
4.
are, but like
Yeah.
some of them have got to be little cameos.
You could probably see
Or
like
little
Black
Easter
Cat
eggs.
or something.
Mm.
You know,
Right,
like-
Easter eggs.
Or like Danny Rand. He's like, I should have been Shang-Chi.
Iron Man's probably
Yeah,
in
yeah,
there, right? Yeah.
Tom Cruise as Iron Man.
Yeah.
He's like 3'7".
So everything's getting fucked up.
Yeah.
And Peter Parker. So they fight Willem Dafoe. The whole shield comes down, crashing.
Yeah.
Fucks up everything, and Peter's and Willem Dafoe get into their last fight.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm gonna homino.
So we have all right. So in the trailer, I accurately predicted this. I mean, I think a lot of people did, but in the trailer, it showed a moment where it has Mary Jane falling.
Oh yes,
Oh
of
my
course.
God.
Like,
This part.
and there was like visual parallels to like when Gwen Stacy fell, and I was like, Tom's gonna try, and I think we talked about this on like some random Dokkan thing, but
he gets
like,
knocked by the glider.
Yeah. Well, I said before we saw the movie, I was like, he's gonna try, he's gonna fuck it up, and then Andrew's gonna come in.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, this is how I redeem myself, and he's gonna save MJ.
He's gotta save one, and he does. And instead of obviously like shooting the web to catch her, because obviously that failed last time. He plunges himself to grab her, and then they safely get to the ground. And as he's like holding her fireman style, he just he gets so emotional.
Yeah. I was feeling it.
He's getting like, you know, like a flashback of PTSD of like, you know, Gwen, and it's just it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
This is the moment that like really like I was like tearing up.
I think that's the moment where he's like saved, right?
Yeah,
like,
and he's happy and relieved, but also he's just
you know, if this was like
sad.
an earlier phase in the MCU, he would have made like a shitty joke.
Yeah,
like, he would have made a quip and it would have killed it 100. He would have been like,
I did it this time.
No, yeah, he'd be like, 70 times the charm.
Yeah.
and everyone's like, oh.
But it was appropriate.
It was an incredible moment.
Right.
It was incredible.
Really.
So sad. Like, you really just go, oh.
What it makes me think, I'm like, can we get an Amazing Spider-Man 3, please?
Right.
Of him coming back after this. And like, can we get a happy ending for Andrew Garfield now, please? Anyway, so yeah, Willem Dafoe, Tom Holland fight, and Tom Holland's like,
dude, he's fucking stupid,
destroying him.
And Andrew and Toby give him the moment. They're like, listen, he needs this right now.
Yeah, let's get that.
He needs to like get it out.
Please watch this teenager murder this old man.
Then they're like, all right, we got to do something. Like they look at each other.
Yeah,
they realize it.
Tom picks up the glider.
Yeah, he's about to fucking kill this dude.
Dude, he comes in and he was gonna fucking do it before Tobey Maguire stops.
I don't know how he's like boop, he teleported there. I'm here.
Because he's Spider-Man.
They're fast.
Yeah, he was like, he got Nightcrawler abilities.
Yeah. I thought like he was just gonna web him, but he like somehow magically popped up in front of the glider in between
anime,
I guess, in between Goblin and Tom, and he's like holding it, and they're like having this weird like eye, like they're like staring each other's eyes.
Can you imagine if it like on set, like they didn't record it obviously, but he's like, stop, dude, you're supposed to stop pushing, come on.
And then it goes,
stop.
And then Green Gobbo. What?
Well, Tom was actually like, he looked into his eyes and he was like, okay, you're right. He was like giving up a little bit, and then
then Green Gobbo stabs fucking Toby.
Yeah,
like, no!
There was a rumor that they kill off Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
They were gonna give him a fucking what's his face, like Goblin Jr. Kill off. It was James Franco. Yeah. They were gonna give him that.
They were gonna kill him like Han Solo.
That's what I was thinking. Like, they pay him $1 billion to return to this big budget movie and then kill him off, but they didn't.
It would have kind of worked on some level, but I think I would have been very. I would have not liked that personally.
That's okay. I've said that before.
I think too many people had died already in this movie.
What happened to the Peter Tingle?
Yeah.
Never doesn't help when you put a fucking knife in it, like whatever. But anyway,
he's been stabbed before. It's fine.
Yeah.
I
was when that happened. I don't know if y'all looked at me instead of the movie. Y'all should have looked at me. But I was like, I gasped.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck! They just killed him.
I was like, there's like a chest sinking feeling. I'm like, don't give me a scene where you kill off Tobey Maguire. You can't do it. And they didn't, thankfully, but Toby's about to like get his vengeance, or not Toby, Tom. God, all of my head. Tom's about to get his vengeance, and then Andrew's like, throws the cure,
the serum,
and injects it into Willem Dafoe's neck, and it was actually Willem Dafoe's medicine for the day. But they just did that shot.
Nice catch, nice throw.
Yeah, and then they made out. And Willem Dafoe's like, oh, Peter, what have I done? Ah, shit. Well, I'm out of the movie now.
And then, I thought this was the moment where, and he dies.
I thought,
but he's like, I'm good.
I thought there was gonna be a moment where like Willem Dafoe and Tobey Maguire were like laying beside each other, like both kind of dying,
kind of like Sasuke and Naruto
because,
without the arms.
Because there's no. This is like a kind of a problem. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
The problem with the movie, I think, is they wasted Tobey Maguire and Willem Dafoe not having to react. Like they didn't have an interaction.
They didn't really. Right? That's right.
They had like some reactions to their presence, but like no like dialogue, really. not like deep dialogue between.
Well, we got Jamie Foxx had with Shaboy.
They had a moment.
They had a moment,
and even like what's his face,
Doc Ock and Toby did,
and
Flynn,
even right? Toby and Sandman Man,
yeah,
and then Dr. Connors and Andrew Garfield,
but not even like the biggest one,
right.
Green Goblin and Toby. Like,
I think they're saving it
for the sequel.
I'll get it to you.
Like, it was just kind of weird. I was hoping for like something out of that, but anyway,
yeah, I agree.
Even if it was like, what's the stupid line like?
Avenge me,
like Gobbo, like whatever quip he uses. Anyway, so the day is saved.
Thanks to,
or is it? Because reality is still like,
yeah.
And Tom grows up and he's like, how do we fix it? And Strange is like, we gotta make everybody forget.
Well, no, he says like I can't do it.
Yeah, I can't do it. What if you make everyone forget?
Right.
Like, in the universe or whatever. And he's like, all right.
He's like, Peter, you don't want to do that, like I can't. And he was like, no, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
He's sacrificing everything.
You better make it quick. Say your goodbyes.
And he does. He says his goodbyes to the spiders. Mm-hmm. and his mans.
Yeah.
And
then they have this. So, all right. So before like they disappear, Toby, like the three Spideys, they all do this group hug, and like I was expecting the crowd to react, but there was this one guy who was like, yeah, no, and then no one joined him. I was like, oh no. Because I feel like they wanted to, but the moment was already like passing. It was like too late. It was too late.
Like a 2 to 3 second window.
Yeah,
he was at like second 6. Like,
yeah, it was tough.
Poor guy.
It was a tough moment, for sure.
And then the funny joke where he's like, "You're in a lot of pain right now." But yeah, I am. So
then they pieced out.
Yeah,
they made Toby slightly funny. He wasn't really funny in his movies.
No,
and it wasn't his thing, but. He had some quips.
He had the they gave him the MCU jokes.
Yeah, he's got the heart.
He's his heart.
He's got the heart.
Osborn. Tom has a very heartfelt goodbye with MJ.
I'll find you.
And mostly MJ. Yeah. About confessing love and everything. And
sad.
Everything gets reset.
Yeah.
And we come back to Peter. It's like winter, and he has this whole note written where he's been rehearsing to talk to MJ and kind of like try and make her remember him and stuff. Goes in the shop, and turns out her and Ned's life is pretty good. They're both in MIT. Things are going pretty well for them, and instead of Peter makes the conscious choice of, instead of redoing all this and making their lives complicated, I'm gonna do my own thing.
I mean, he knows that they're going to Boston too, like, why even go through that effort again? And he's making a very selfless sacrifice again.
And it was something that was like from the very beginning, right? He was willing to, when he was talking to the woman, to like give up everything. Like, he doesn't care about himself. He's just like, I just want my friends to be taken care of. Yeah. And that note he like stuffed in his back pocket that he didn't like finish reading or anything, that's gonna come in like the next movie,
of
right?
Course.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a voiceover thing that he says like, "Dear Andre, it's me, Peter Parker," and all what he wanted to say to it, or it's like, he's gonna interact with MJ in the next movie, and it's gonna like fly out of his pocket, and she's like, "What's this?" And then she reads it. She's like, "I remember."
You think that she's gonna be in the next one?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. The only other thing I can see them doing is they just forget MJ and they're like, here's Gwen Stacy.
I don't know.
I think they have. There's no support cast in the next movie at all. There's no cast.
But there's more room to bring in new characters. I don't know.
But I think a new love interest after 3 movies of like
True.
is like, Plus, you like barely get to see their relationship, especially in this movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know about you guys. So go back to the coffee scene. When like Tom came in and stuff, and then like Ned showed up, I audibly said, "Oh no," because I thought they were gonna do the thing where like it's like, "Oh, here's your coffee," and then like Ned and like Zendaya kiss.
Me too.
And I was like,
I thought they were going to do it. I was like, they better not just like make these.
That would have been awful.
Dude, I was ready for that. I was like, "Oh fuck, they're gonna do it," and then like they didn't. I was like, "Okay."
I was like,
all
"Oh,
right.
thank God," because I also got that vibe. I was like, if they were just like peck,
and Tom's like, "Well, fuck."
Like, you bastard, Ned,
you're bald. Yeah.
Peter goes to Aunt May's grave, and Happy Hogan is there.
Yeah, I fucked her.
Yeah, and he says that.
Yeah.
And
how do you know her?
I fucked her.
Yeah, he's like, all right.
Oh.
So this scene revealed a very interesting thing. So, when he was like, "Oh, how do you know Aunt May?" and Tom's like, "Oh, through Spider-Man," and then Happy Hogan's like, "Oh, I know her through Spider-Man too," implying that the Avengers still know like who Spider-Man is and like all the adventures, but they just don't know who the fuck this guy is.
Yeah, that was a condition that they made before, is that they forget the identity.
Well, I didn't know like the super logistics of it, but this like confirmed like
Spider-Man has always been a thing.
Yeah. They're just like, it's like, I feel like we saw him without his mask, but I don't know. I don't remember.
And after the grave scene, it shows Peter kind of starting a new life. He dropped out of high school.
I saw like GED.
He had the GED book when in his packing stuff. He gets a shitty studio apartment, and this is where it becomes the traditional Spider-Man story. Now we've left the MCU deviations of like who Peter Parker is, and have like pretty much entered into like what the Amazing Spider-Man, who he is now, like this almost college age kid who is going to be poor as on his own and trying to balance Spider-Man in his life, and I think that's going to be the central crux of the next movie, of his story. And
if you notice, he had a traditional blue suit.
That's a whole other thing. Like they're ushering this weird, what are we gonna see now? Are we gonna see more traditional Spider-Man stories, or are they gonna still deviate? I don't know.
Where was Hawkeye?
I don't know.
A Christmas in New York.
He was in the corner.
Yeah.
He was nice.
I will say, we didn't mention this, but when Toby and the other two Spideys were having their like first meeting on the rooftop, whatever, and they were talking about like Uncle Ben dying, and like great power comes great responsibility. It finally made sense of Aunt May's purpose in the MCU. She was the Uncle Ben.
Right.
I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Damn. They got me.
Yeah.
They got me good.
And so we got credits.
Yeah.
At this point. And so we did our mid-credits scene.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is, we see Shibuya, why can't I remember?
Tom Hardy.
No, I'm
Eddie
trying
Brock?
to remember Eddie Brock, thank you. He's at a Mexican bar, and he's like, "You telling me aliens, shit, and rocks?" And he's just kind of like, he's
aliens don't care about rocks.
Yeah, he's doing his Tom Hardy thing where you're pretty sure they're just filming him and his day-to-day life.
Yeah.
And he's just, he's not even playing Eddie Brock. He's just drunk or fucked up. And, Venom's like, "Dude, we're so fucked up. Oh my God, aren't we edgy?" Then he gets blipped out.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more. As we see a little black speck left behind, and it's like, and implying that Venom will be
that Eric Foreman is
Eric
returning to the MCU.
Topher Grace coming back.
For those who don't know, spoilers on Venom 2. At the end, the post-credit scene of Venom 2, he gets blooped into the MCU, and I guess they unblooped him.
Yeah, like, how do you feel about that?
I thought he was just gonna stick around.
Me too. I thought we were gonna have.
We don't know.
I thought we were gonna formally have Eddie Brock, like Tom Hardy, in the MCU, but it was almost as if like Sony was like, "Yeah, you can have him for a minute. Yeah, you know.
You can have a little symbol.
Yeah. So I mean, we do have Venom.
Yeah.
It's Venom. Venom's like one of the coolest comic villain. Like he's so awesome and integral to
In Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, Topher Grace really nailed it. No,
10 out of 10.
like I can't wait to see what they do with him in the next movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be cool. And then we get the post-credit scene,
which was reminded me of the post-credit scene for what movie was it? Well, it basically like showed like Captain America 2.
Oh yeah,
I don't remember what movie it was, but
yeah, it was weird.
Maybe it was the Avengers 2. I don't know.
Ultron maybe.
Yeah, I think it was Ultron credits where it just showed a clip from friggin'.
What was the trailer?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was just Captain America 2.
And so they pull that in this movie where they just show the next Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, people were waiting for like the Doctor Strange 2 trailer, and which this was it.
Yeah.
Some geeks were like gasping and so surprised when Wanda showed up. It was like, as if you didn't know.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Yeah, and then, are you fans?
So a couple things to note about this. I feel like it wasn't like this in the Spider-Man movie, but like in the trailer, Stephen Strange's like beard was super jet black, like just for men. And then it reminded me of a scene in the Spider-Man movie where they're in like the little dungeon thing, and then MJ held up like a just for men thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I was like,
that's how he died. He's black.
I said that too.
Did you?
Yeah.
I did. I was like, just for men.
Did you?
I don't know. I sat on the other side. I didn't hear shit.
I did.
But we won't go into the. Oh.
There was this one instance where it was like another Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And then the people behind us were like, "Oh yeah, dude, that's
X."
I was like, "Who the fuck is this dude?"
Yeah, I'm not familiar enough to know.
Stephen Strange
universe.
Yeah, no.
We won't go into the trailer details though, because this is going on fucking long.
So that was the movie.
That's the movie. That's the breakdown.
We're gonna go final thoughts. Colby.
It's exciting. It's a funny movie with so much heart to it. Yeah. And I think it captured, for having so many Spider-Men, it really captured the Spider-Man within.
Nice. Go.
I thought it was really good. Recommend. Big recommend.
Blake.
So, the question leading up to this movie, you know, all the rumors, the speculation, the leaks. Like I saw the picture of fucking Charlie Cox in that scene.
You did?
This was like 3 months ago, dude.
That's rough.
And then there was a scene of them like on the
piece of shit.
No one knew if it was real. It just popped up on Twitter, bro.
Oh my god!
I was just vibing.
Just stop.
And it popped up.
Stop it.
And then it was the same leak. It showed the three of them on like the thing.
Oh my god!
What are you gonna do?
Worse.
But no one knew if it was like Photoshop. But anyways, it wasn't. Spoilers. But anyways, the question was like, this is either gonna be like the greatest movie of all time or a jumbled mess. And while not the greatest movie of all time, it's probably the greatest movie of all time. 10 out of 10. Best Spider-Man movie ever. Give me more Daredevil next time. Then it would be the best super duper Spider-Man movie ever. Big recommend.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely up there with the best MCU films.
It's just,
easily.
It's I agree with that.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're
it didn't drag, I feel.
No, I was engaged.
I was ready for like the next. Like,
oh yeah.
It was. I thought it was incredible.
The action's good.
Yeah.
How is Daredevil actually going to be incorporated in the MCU now?
He's going to be in She-Hulk, and then he's going to be in Echo.
The hell's Echo?
Is Echo? Isn't Echo the show though?
Yeah, they got announced.
Okay.
Watch fucking Hawkeye, man.
I will.
It's real good.
It's
actually really good.
This isn't like I'll watch Daredevil season 3
Oh
today.
my god.
This is like, of course I'll watch Hawkeye.
You digging Hawkeye?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's hype as
I
shit.
hear it's great.
Yeah.
I hear it's good.
Yeah.
As long as it's better than Falcon Winter Soldier.
And Jeremy Renner's raisin face. Yeah.
He's actually like, who the fuck cares about Hawkeye? I do now.
That's what Wanda and Vision
Kate
did for
Bishop.
Me. Yeah.
She's badass.
Yeah, she's great.
Oh.
Exactly. Hawkeye Jr.
Oh, that's
Haley
right.
Steinfeld.
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Steinfeld.
Thank you so much for joining us for this amazing review of the Spider-Man. It went on way longer than we hoped, but hey, whatever. If you listen this far, like, holy shit.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you, Ashley, for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you, Blake.
Yeah. Closing comments? Fuck Brian.
Oh, wait.
What?
Nah, you can cut there.
What?
Yeah, nah, fuck Brian.